everyone, it's Leo, and it's time to talk about episode 39 from wonderful Precure, which was, again, wonderful. I feel like people who are not watching this season are really missing out on something really great. Oh my god, the storytelling in Wonderful is incredible. So let's talk about it. This episode was a Halloween episode, even though the Halloween part went by really fast, but it was a very important setup for something that was important and relevant to Nico-sama specifically. So we had the Halloween party in Animal Town, lots of people were having fun, and everybody were dressed up as animals. So we have Komugi, Iroha, and Satoru, and Daifuku too. Let's not forget little bat Daifuku handing out sweets to everyone who came. We also had Mayu and Yuki. Mayu was doing some makeup in Pretty Holic as well, dressing people up as cats. And watching everything was Nico-sama in her human form. Girl, Nico is so pretty. It's just stunning. Honestly, I cannot deal with that form. It is the prettiest thing to come out of Wonderful Precure, at least so far. But it's incredible. And I find like Nyami's design truly amazing. But Nico's human design to me is the prettiest. I love it. And we see Mei Mei as well. We see the mates from school, and they're all dressed up as the animals that correspond to their names. We see the three amigas again. I love them, and they're all dressed up. And everyone is having a gorgeous time. Not only the humans, but the animals are also having the best time ever. We have some nice details like Komugi talking about the fact that she's dressed up as a wolf. We have, Yuki not being very happy with all the things. We have them also handing out a little treat to the dogs as well, not only candy for the humans. And then we have Gao-sama waking up. At the same time Gao-sama is waking up, we have Nico's point of view. And Nico pays attention and sees how everyone is happy in Animal Town. And when I say everyone, I say the humans and the animals. Everybody is happy. And Nico notices that. And her diamond glows. And she even tells them that her diamond is glowing stronger now because of the smiles of everybody in Animal Town. For her, that makes a lot of difference. And then when we get to Gao, those same smiles that are powering Nico up are making him feel bad. He's angry. And so he leaves the shrine that he's been before. And when he's walking in the middle of people, Komugi sees him and goes after him because she is dressed up as a wolf. And people think he's also a man dressed up as a wolf. Komugi goes after him and she starts, talking, and she starts trying to interact with him with no success at the start. But then he starts actually paying attention to her when she starts howling, just like the wolves. She tries to say the word first, and then he teaches her the word, and then she starts howling. And then she mentions the reason why she is howling. I wonder if that is related to the fact that wolves and dogs are canines, and maybe dogs also have the same, or they come from the same ancestor. I don't understand much of biology, I'm sorry. But is there a reason why Komugi knew about the howls of wolves? Because she mentions that when she is howling as a wolf, she's expecting another wolf that is far away from her to howl back. That is something happy for Komugi. Komugi likes friendship. Komugi likes knowing that there are people there for her. But for Gao, it is a different perspective. There is no one to howl back at him because there's no wolves left. And so he leaves again. And Komugi goes after him. But Komugi's been tired because she's been playing all day long with the Halloween party. She's been giving out candies for everyone all day long. And then she turns into a dog. It was very cute, her with the tongue out. And then Gao just looks at her and says, well, who is she? What is that? And then he gets her and brings her to the lake. She drinks a little water. She recovers, and then she notices that lots of animals are drawn to Gao. That is a very important scene for Komugi and for us and for the narrative in general, because I feel like if there is one thing among all of Wonderful, is that Gao is doing everything he's doing, thinking of protecting the animals. Even though we know that the animals do not like being Garu-Garus or Gao-Gahons, we know that they are suffering when that is happening. But in his mind, he's doing that thinking of the animals. And his intentions, his actions might not be the best ones, but his intentions might be good. And we see animals that are drawn to him. Animals feel safe around him. And when Komugi sees that, she thinks, what is the first thing that she says? Well, she looks at him and says, "You're just like Iroha." And we know that Gao has a big grudge against humans. And Iroha is someone who also draws the animals. We see that a lot in the whole season. I mean, not animals being drawn to her naturally, but she is able to get in touch with their hearts and save them from being Garu-Garus and Gao-Gahons, as Cure-friendly. And there is this point of connection between Gao and someone he despises. And that for him is horrible. That is not something that he would like to hear. But, he starts, trying to understand Komugi a little more. But then Iroha and Satoru find her. And then Komugi starts talking to Iroha. And Iroha says, you can't talk to him. He's a human, you're a dog. And then Komugi's like, oh, he's fine. He's a good person. Because of the things that Gao is saying, Satoru quickly makes the connection between what happened in Nico Garden in the past and who he is now, and the way he talks about humans. And then they quickly understand that he is the one who attacked Nico Garden in the past, and he is Gao. Komugi is very confused. The other ones arrive because there is this surge of dark energy, and both Yuki and Nico notice this, even though Nico is far away. Even Mei notices this as well. And so they run to where this energy is, and they find Gao. They get ready for the battle, except for Komugi, who is still in dog form. Komugi had a good moment with Gao. And what she's been through with him already created a connection between them. And so she did not turn into a human that quick. And the others got their transformation brooches quick to transform. But he was able to use his power to nullify their transformation devices so they could not become Precures anymore. I thought that was so interesting because then we discover that when Gao attacked Nico Garden, he actually stored a piece of Nico Diamond, and Nico arrived as a human to protect the girls who are now defenseless because they're not cures. And I have to say that I was a little disappointed with that scene, animation-wise. It was supposed to be Nico's big reveal, Nico's big moment. And even though we already saw Nico, the girls didn't. And it was kind of a lackluster scene in terms of animation. But I did like all the rest. I did like that he called her the unicorn, the diamond unicorn. And there seems to be something there that I can't quite put my finger on. And it is nice that he was able to nullify the cure powers because he has a piece of the Nico Diamond that is infused with his dark energy. So the cure powers come from the Nico Diamond as well. So it's the same source of powers. That is why he was able to stop their powers, and they had to just stay as they were because they could not be able to transform. And at the same time, he starts using his dark power in Komugi to try and turn Komugi into a Gao-Gahon. He gets the powers. He makes Komugi. He attacks Komugi first, and then he uses a lot of dark energy to englobe her. And then while she is inside that dark energy, he wants to make her go wild. And while she is trying to use the memories that she has with Iroha, those were not enough. She had to be stronger than that. And her Garu Garu or Gaogaon form was starting to take form. And she started to change. It was a painful watch. It was a painful watch. The Komugi we love so much was changing. She was becoming something else. But I have to say, her Gaogaon design, girl, it was fierce. I loved it. Visually, they really delivered. They really delivered. And while Iroha hugged her, trying to make her come back, and we listened to Komugi's voice trying to pronounce Iroha's name, and Nico was using a shield to protect them from more attacks from Gaon. It was a chaos. Even though everything was minimized, it was kind of chaos. And Iroha was hugging Komugi, and Komugi was trying to fight back with all her might. And then came one of my favorite scenes from the episode. Komugi was there sleeping, and then she howled. Just like she did at the start of the episode. And then a wolf howled back at her. That wolf that howled back at her was represented with a blue color. Gao's color is also blue. And Gao said at the beginning that there is no wolf to howl back at him anymore. But now there's Komugi. Even though she's not a wolf, she might be able to understand Gao's feelings. And at the same time, we have Komugi howling, and then something howling back at her, and that awakens her to Iroha's voice. But I want to get to that wolf that is howling back at Komugi. Who is that? Is that an actual wolf, or is that just an embodiment of Iroha's call to Komugi? To me, my interpretation of that right now is that that is a piece of Gao who still wishes to have friends, who still wishes to have companions, to have people or animals by his side. Not people, animals by his side. That's what I believe. But it can also be an embodiment of Iroha's voice, because after that she listened to Iroha and she was able to return back to her own form with her own might and Iroha's help, obviously. So both of them were able to revert Komugi back into being Komugi. And she just returned in Iroha's hands. And then we had a little talk between Gao and Nico. Gao said that he does not believe in humans. He wants to destroy the humans. He has a big grudge against them because they killed everyone, every last one of the wolves. And even though he didn't say that, we are already knowing that. And Nico is not able to hold her human form any longer. So she reverts back into being Unicorn Nico. And then we have Zakuro arriving. Zakuro was very funny in this episode, the way she was holding Gao. And Gao is so huge and he's so handsome as well. I can kind of understand Zakuro. And Gao was also feeling the pressure. He was also feeling weak. He did not store enough power to come back swinging. So he had to stop. And Zakuro was the one who created Ao Gao Gaon. And it was very nice that she also used like this dark power to create a dark scenario for them to fight. And without Gao's power, the girls were able to transform and they became Precures. And the fight scene started, the action scene started. It was nothing special. It was very fast, actually. But we did have something very nice in that. I loved that scene when Nyami got Lily a net and threw it in the bat. I loved that. And we finally have a little, very little update on the attack. I loved seeing Nico there. Nico blowing the bubbles. Honey, what a diva. Human Nico. Human Nico blowing the bubbles. What a diva. It feels like she's the fifth member of the team, but not really. Not really. She's just there like a special appearance. You know, it was everything. And then the bat was nice. Again, Nico also used her power to give it its energy back. And Gao had to leave. But before leaving, we had kind of like a full circle moment of Nico. Gao said that he's going to do everything in his power to destroy this world because he has this big problem against humans. But Nico also agreed with him. She also believed that humans were awful. That is probably why she created Nico Garden, which is a place that is secluded and secured from humans. The animals in Nico Garden are safe from human interaction. And that is probably why she created Nico Garden in the first place. But now she sees that there is a different place on Earth that is different, that has different human beings. That is Animal Town. Animal Town is a place in which humans and animals live in unity. There's a lot of respect and there is a lot of love for the animals in Animal Town. So Nico is changing her views on humans now. And I really like that. And even though it's a little bit idealistic, I feel like for the show and for the narrative of Wonderful for a Kids show, it works so well. I love it. I can totally understand Gao's point of view, but I can also understand that there is a place that can change Gao's mind. And in the last moment of the episode, we see Gao leaving, and Cure Wonderful goes after him. That bond that they created, and that moment that she saw all the animals and him, she knows that there is good in Gao. She knows that there is good in him. And she knows, and she will go after that howl. She will howl at him, just so he will howl at her. At some point, he will. I loved this episode. And next week, it's not next week. 2 weeks from now, it's going to be a party. There's no episode next week, unfortunately. But next episode, episode 40, is going to be a party. I love Iroha's dog form. Oh my god, it's so cute. And Mayu as well, so adorable. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Now we're probably going to enter an era in which we're going to have some chill episodes because Gao needs to restore his power again before he gets on action one more time. So I'm curious to see what's going to happen in the meantime. And I'm curious for the conclusion. We're kind of close. We have like 10 episodes left, 11 episodes left, something like that. Girl, Wonderful is blowing me away. Oh my god, it's so good. Anyways, babies, I loved this episode so much and I'm like vibing with Nico a lot. Human Nico, everything, amazing. Anyways, babies, this is it for now. I'm going to take this little time to thank the members of the Magical Cinnamon channel. If you're a member, thank you very much for your support. And if you've watched up until now, thank you so much as well. Thanks so much for watching and until next time, bye-bye.